Last summer, I binged 6 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine in just over 3 weeks. I then let a week go by before watching the entire series again. This show is like comfort food to me now. Checking in with the Nine-Nine for 20 minutes most evenings is equivalent to indulging in a tub of ice cream after a bad day. For all the humour it provides and the messages it spreads, I truly believe this is one of the best shows to come out of the 2010s and potentially even the best network show currently airing. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down why that is by highlighting the show's 3 core strengths. Let's get started. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's ensemble cast includes Andy Samberg, Andre Braugher, Melissa Fumero, Stephanie Beatrice, Joe Lo Truglio, Terry Crews, and Chelsea Peretti. Not only is this cast made up of some incredible comedians, it's significant for being one of the most diverse groups on television. The squad's highest leadership roles are filled by 2 black men in Terry Jeffords and Raymond Holt. Terry can easily be seen as a visual embodiment of typical masculinity. He's a buff, strong guy, but he's also a doting father to 3 young girls. And this is something that is never once undercut by any reference to him being outnumbered by women in his household. Yes, Terry has big muscles, but he also has a very big heart. He voices his insecurities, is incredibly kind and caring, and has so much love for his squad, or as he often refers to them, his stupid grown-up kids at the Nine-Nine. Raymond Holt is the competent, no-nonsense, deadpan leader of the Nine-Nine. He's also an openly gay black captain, and although this is of course important and very significant to Holt's backstory, particularly in relation to the adversity he's faced to get to his current position of power, his sexuality isn't what defines his character, and it's also never used as a punchline. Throughout its run, Brooklyn has become known for breaking barriers, the first of which came before the show had even aired with the casting of Melissa Fumero and Stephanie Beatrice as Amy Santiago and Rosa Diaz respectively, resulting in the core cast featuring 2 Latina regulars. To emphasize the gravity of this, it's something even the actors themselves didn't expect to happen. Stephanie Beatrice acknowledged this in a 2017 interview.
Melissa got cast before me. And I read that she had been cast, and I was like, I cried because I thought, I'm so happy for her, but I also know that there's no way that a network is going to cast 2 Latinas. It doesn't happen. There's only one of us ever, you know? And then like 2 days later, my agents were like, guess what? It was amazing.
Really good news.
Much like Holt being gay, Amy and Rosa aren't solely defined by their ethnicity. These 2 characters are both from similar backgrounds, but they're not carbon copies of one another. Amy is a driven, overachieving, and often driven strung person who holds the ambition of being appointed the NYPD's youngest captain one day. Rosa, in contrast, is a stoic, closed-off, motorcycle-riding badass. They're 2 completely different personalities that omit any stereotype, and when paired together, deliver one of the show's best-growing friendships. There are smaller instances of representation throughout the show as well. For example, in the season 6 episode Ginters, Charles shares a touching statement about how it feels to be an adoptive father, recognizing that although his son may change his mind about his parentage throughout his life, all he can do is love and provide for him, briefly shining a spotlight on a different kind of family. My main case in point here is that none of these characters boil down to stereotypes. Brooklyn Nine-Nine boasts incredible representation while never making it the butt of the joke, and that's part of what makes it so unique and special. The way this show handles its more serious subject matter and addressing of societal issues, in my opinion, is brilliant. The first episode this was really attempted in was season 4, episode 16, Moo Moo, which tackles the issue of racial profiling when Terry is stopped in his own neighborhood by another cop. In episode 4 of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine podcast, the episode was discussed at length by Terry Crews and executive producer Justin Noble, who revealed that it took a long time to crack, with up to 4 versions of the story being broken before the final premise was settled on, because the writers wanted to make sure they got it right. Upon airing, Moo Moo was met with critical acclaim and soon became one of the show's most highly rated episodes, a testament to just how much care was put into it from everyone involved. Other notable moments throughout the series include Season 5, Episode 20, Show Me Going, which sees the squad coping with an active shooter situation. Season 6, Episode 8, He Said, She Said, which tackles the Me Too movement. And the show's 100th episode, Game Night, where Rosa comes out as bisexual to the Nine-Nine and enlists Jake's help in coming out to her parents. And to quickly circle back to my first point on representation here, this episode also marked the first ever occurrence of a main character using the words "I'm bi" on a network show. We also get one of the most heartwarming moments in the entire series here, courtesy of Captain Holt.
Yes, you should be very proud of yourself. I know things aren't exactly where you want to be right now, but I promise you they will improve.
Thank you, Captain.
Every time someone steps up and says who they are, the world becomes a better, more interesting place. So, thank you.
There isn't always definite resolution within these episodes either, which mirrors the realities of the circumstances these characters are facing. Co-creator Dan Gore addressed this in an interview following the airing of Game Night, when discussing the writers' room's decision to leave the storyline partially unresolved. He quoted, "That was our intention. Last year we did an episode Mumu, which was about racial profiling. One of the important things for us there was that we didn't tie it up with a bow. I think we felt like the most relatable and important message is that it's not easy, and it doesn't wrap up with a bow, but that doesn't mean it's not worth doing." To sum it up simply, Brooklyn Nine-Nine showcases truth in comedy so impeccably well. There's no way I can talk about this show without highlighting what it does best: comedy. Not only is Brooklyn Nine-Nine's comedy some of the most wonderfully inoffensive humour I have ever seen, it's also masterful at maintaining great comedic moments without undercutting the importance of heavier subject matter. There are key examples of this throughout Mumu. The episode's core plot is set up when Jake and Amy offer to babysit Terry's twins for the evening. During so, Cagney loses her Mumu, established in this moment here.
Hey, this is Sarge, probably calling for some child-rearing tips. Parent of the year speaking. Terry, baby, talk to me.
Where the hell is Mumu?
Oh, no. I think Terry has a child named Mumu, and we forgot to pick her up.
It's not a baby, Jake. It's Cagney's blankie. She calls it that because it has a little cow head. She said she had it in a minivan. Where is it now?
Terry is racially profiled while out in his neighborhood looking for the toy, which he reveals to the squad the next day. Rosa is the first to grasp what's happened, with the rest of the group following closely behind, leading to this exchange between Hitchcock and Scully.
Oh, crap. I see what happened.
Yeah.
Sarge, that's terrible.
That's so messed up.
Oh, geez. I have no idea what's going on.
He got stopped for being black. Get woke, Scully.
There's also a great example here of Jake acknowledging his own white male privilege, presented within one of the episode's best jokes.
I mean, nothing like that has ever happened to me, and I've done some pretty suspicious things in the street.
Hey there. What are you doing?
I'm just playing a prank on my buddy.
Sounds fun. Carry on.
It was a very good prank. I totally thought I was gonna die.
Boiled down, this show is just concrete proof that comedy doesn't have to be mean-spirited to get a laugh. While conducting research for this video, I came across a great Collider article that highlights the show's subversive humour through dissecting a single interaction between Jake and Charles, which I'll make sure to link in the description below. In an early season 1 interview, Andy Samberg noted how the worst kind of comedy, worst kind of stand-up to him is when they talk about what you're looking at, going on to say that, "I don't think the show will ever go out of its way to make comments in that regard, and 6 years on, it never has. Brooklyn Nine-Nine derives humour from humanity, actively bypassing the use of stereotypes for cheap laughs. To top it all off, the show is just packed with stellar, funny material." If you've ever mindlessly scrolled through social media, you've likely come across a gif of Jake wailing while playing guitar, or seen the iconic Backstreet Boys Cold Open, and if that's been enough to have at least piqued your interest, then start watching this show. Those are, in my opinion, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's core strengths. The diversity, sensitivity, and comedy within this show is all outstanding, and that's why I believe it's earned its place as one of the greatest shows to come out of the 2010s, and one of the best shows currently airing on network television. In all honesty, I could talk about this show for hours, but in the interest of keeping this first video relatively short, I fought that temptation. However, I'll most likely dive further into the Nine-Nine again in future videos, so if there's aspects of this show you'd like to see a video about, please do let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy during the current worldwide situation, and I'll have some more content coming your way very soon.